Welcome to Body Sculpt of New York, 6 Weeks to Fitness podcast, where we hope to inform, motivate, encourage, and inspire you towards living a healthier lifestyle. And now, here's your host, the president of Body Sculpt of New York, Vince Ferguson.
Welcome to 6 Weeks to Fitness, episode 225. Thank you so much for joining me today. Eva Mendes is a Hollywood actress whose career began in the late 1990s with a series of roles in films such as Children of the Corn 5, Fields of Terror, Urban Legends, Final Cut, and of course, Training Day. Now you can add to her accomplishments the title of activist for taking on the Kellogg Cereal Company and calling for the removal of artificial dyes in Kellogg's cereals. Now, Eva will be the first to tell you that she grew up on cereal and she still loves it, but she won't eat Kellogg's anymore after she found out that so many of the ingredients that they use here in the US are banned in other countries. Why? Because they're harmful for children, said Eva. On Tuesday, she encouraged her followers to join in on a peaceful march to Kellogg's headquarters to ask that they remove artificial food dyes from their products. The reactions was very swift to Mendes' comments. Some praised her for speaking out, others thought it was just conspiracy theory. But regardless, Kellogg's Instagram post has been flooded with over 2,000 comments demanding better ingredients, as well as should be. Now, according to Kellogg, their products and the ingredients that they use are compliant, so-called compliant, with all applicable relevant laws and regulations. They also stated that they remain committed to transparently labeling their ingredients so consumers can easily make choices about the food that they purchase. Now, in my opinion, if Kellogg was so compliant, why is it that some states are now starting to outlaw these very same dyes? And Eva Mendes wants a bigger push. So dozens of protesters rallied outside of the Michigan headquarters of Kellogg Company on Tuesday, delivering petitions with more than 400,000 signatures, according to the Associated Press. This is what's called a movement, okay? We've got to come together. But what's all the fuss about when it comes to artificial dyes in cereals? Is that a thing? Well, Kellogg's Fruit Loops uses red dye number 40, yellow dye number 5, blue dye number 1, and another dye that's called butylated hydroxytoluene, which is, the acronym is BHT, all right, which according to WebMD is a lab-made chemical that's added to foods as a preservative. Now, BHT can also be used to treat genital herpes, AIDS, and cold sores. Now, do I think the same chemicals being treated for genital herpes, AIDS, and cold sores should be included in my child's cereals? I think not. I think we can do a better job than that. I think Kellogg can do better than that. But meanwhile, in Canada, now get this is what really grabs me. In Canada, Kellogg, the same company, uses concentrated carrot juice, watermelon juice, some other juice called Hito juice, and blueberry juice to color the Fruit Loops in Canada. My question is, why are you using harmless natural food colorings in your Kellogg products in Canada while giving families in the US food dyes that are potentially harmful? Can you explain that? I don't understand it. I don't get it. Now, according to Kellogg's, more than 85% of their cereal contains no colors from artificial sources. And they continuously innovate new cereals that do not contain colors from artificial sources across their biggest brands, offering a broad choice of nourishing foods for consumers, according to Kellogg. But now, do food dyes cause ADHD, cancer, or issues like that? Let's do a little research. Let's do a little deep dive. A 2021 report from the California Environmental Protection Agency linked artificial dyes to hyperactivity, ADHD, and other neurobehavioral problems in some children. And similar research previously prompted the European Union to restrict food coloring completely. So you're not getting the food coloring, the dyes, anywhere in the European Union. And again, I'm wondering, why is it that they allow this in our country, but not in these other countries? I just want someone to tell me why. It makes no sense. Now, according to Asa Bradman, a professor and chair of the University of California, Merced's Public Health Department, who worked on the California Review, he stated that there's a strong suggestion that there is a relationship between intake of these materials and changes in behavior, particularly in children that are susceptible, that already have ADHD or related behaviors and exposure to the dyes that seem to exacerbate the symptoms. This to me is a red flag. Now, scientists won't say for sure that there's a proven link, but food dye opponents often point out to the concurrent rises in artificial coloring consumption and rising ADHD diagnostic rates among children. There's a connection there, right? If it quacks like a duck, it's probably a duck. The reality is these have no nutritional or other benefits. They're totally aesthetic, Bradman said. Now, red dye number 3 has also been linked to cancer in animal studies. And in 1990, the FDA prohibited its use in cosmetic products due to these concerns, yet it's still permitted in food items. Why? If it's been linked to cancer and other issues, why would they allow it still in the food? Makes no sense to me. Even the FDA, which is the gatekeepers here, prohibited its use in cosmetic products, but yet they're allowing it in the food. But California recently banned 6 of these dyes from use in public schools. Other state lawmakers are making similar moves, which is great. And I, for one, applaud Eva Mendes for caring enough about the health of our children, and I say our children globally, our children, to speak out at a time when people are so fearful about speaking out against those who are so-called more powerful. She has a platform, and those of us with a platform must speak out for what's right. Because there's more of us than them, and we've got to realize that. Diseases such as ADHD, cancers, dementia, Alzheimer's, Parkinson's, to name a few, didn't just materialize overnight. There were very few cases over 100 years ago of these same diseases. Very few. So you have to ask yourself the question, what has happened in the last 100 years that caused these diseases to explode on the scene? I mean, boom, explode on the scene. What has happened? Let me share some little known facts with you in regards to the founder of the Kellogg Company, John Harvey Kellogg. It was John Kellogg who started what, in my opinion, is not the truth, to put it lightly. He said that breakfast is the most important meal of the day. Now, why did he say that? There was no scientific studies performed back in those days, and there were no fact checkers back in the day to question the veracity of that statement. He obviously said this so he can sell more cereal. And as a matter of fact, other companies jumped on the bandwagon too, because, hey, it's an opportunity to make money, right? Right? But what most people don't know about the founder of the Kellogg Company is he also created the flakes with the hopes, now get this, with the hopes that it would curb sexual desires in humans. He created Kellogg Corn Flakes because he believed sexual activity caused cancer, urinary disease, impotence, epilepsy, and insanity. He also claimed that masturbation was a primary cause of acne, heart disease, atrophy of the testicles, sleeplessness, loss of vitality and virility, and vision impairment. This guy was off the chain. And again, you can do the research. These are beliefs that he held, and that's one of the reasons why he created the cornflakes. So take it for what it's worth. So when a company like Kellogg's tries to convince me that their products are safe and healthy, I'm not buying it. As a matter of fact, I'm gonna tell everyone I know, stop buying Kellogg's. Now, I agree with Eva Mendez on this one, and I applaud her for really stepping out. And we gotta get behind her and let people know we have to demand that we have better quality cereal, better quality food, because that's what's hurting us. If you wonder why there is so much mental illness, ADHD, cancers, heart disease, kidney problems, just look at the frankenfood we're consuming. Frankenfood, and I meant that. It's not real food. Our bodies don't recognize these harmful chemicals, and they add no nutritional value to our lives. And what it does do, I guess it preserves the food over a long period of time, so you can still eat it, but you're not eating real food. It's not healthy. I remember seeing a picture of what a burger looked like that was in somebody's pocket for over a year. And it pretty much looked the same as when they first brought it. So it goes to tell you that you're not eating real food. Real food would not look like that, it would have decayed. We're getting sick because we're eating sick food. We're not eating real food. So you have to ask yourself, who benefits from our sickness? Well, let's see. I get sick, I go to the doctor, I gotta pay the doctor. I get sick, I gotta get a prescription, drugs, I have to go to the pharmacy. All right, so the doctors are making money off of you, the pharmaceutical companies are making money off of you, okay? They don't make money when you're healthy. It's only when you're sick. So I'm thankful that, at least in my program, my 6 Weeks of Fitness program, we talk about eating real food, exercising, taking responsibility for your health, reading food labels, know what's in your food. Most good food, real food don't come in a box, but it's totally up to you. Okay? So I hope you enjoyed this episode, and if you want to see more content like this, just let me know, because it's time that we take back our health. And don't forget, we don't stop exercising because we grow old. We grow old because we stop exercising. Peace.